the sky like Christmas snow, making us all nice and impotent and reducing our testosterone and turning us into limp-neutered men. The good news is, though, you'll soon be able to buy babies from factories. Welcome to planet Earth, everyone! Hello there, you 6 million awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me on this voyage towards truth and freedom, and what a truth it is and how much the freedom is needed as microplastics rain down from the skies, making us infertile and robbing us of our natural powers and abilities. For God's sake, turn on the notification bell if you want the truth, and if you think you can handle the truth, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Now, I've got some truth for you. Microplastics are everywhere and they're ruining your ability to procreate. Merry Christmas. Researchers in Auckland have used advanced chemical analysis to calculate the amount of microplastic particles falling from the sky over the city, equating it to 3 million plastic bottles each year. While plastic waste is generally understood to be widespread across the land and seas, scientists have recently started to drill into the ways it can get swept up into the air to travel far and wide. The stories just keep getting worse and worse, don't they? Well, at least it doesn't lower your testosterone and turn you into a eunuch. Oh, it does that as well. A 2021 study shows that chemicals known as phthalates, a chemical element of microplastics, have been linked to health problems that have been detected in food from popular chains McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Taco Bell and Chipotle. I wonder if these plastics are in any way connected to this. Shanna Swan, Professor of Environmental Medicine and Public Health at Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York City, documented how average sperm counts among Western men have more than halved in the past 40 years. Do you ever feel that there's a broad globalist project to neuter and neutralize people and their reproductivity, to make males into kind of eunuchs and create a world where people can't fight back and resist? Let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments.
Of course not. I mean, I think the government just wants the best for us. I mean, you are their citizens. I think they want the best, right? Right?
To turn everything into a commodity, to grow meat in laboratories, to get people to eat insects, and surely they would never get people to buy babies from a factory. Her research reveals that phthalates lower testosterone and so have the strongest influences on the male side, for example, diminishing sperm count. There's an onslaught on nature, almost our psychic nature and our biological nature is being attacked by a system that sees us primarily as customers and doesn't want us to have any vitality, liberty, or ability to fight back.
What? That's insane. It's totally insane. I can't believe that. What? You want to tell me someone is deliberately putting something bad inside our food to make us weaker? Nah. I mean, sure that's not the case, right? Sure it's not. I hope it's not.
If you follow the curve from 2017 sperm decline meta-analysis, it predicts that by 2045 we will have a median sperm count of 0. That's the median.
What?
So some people might have one.
Wait. 2000. Ooh. Well.
It's speculative to extrapolate, but there is also no evidence that it's tapering off. This means that most couples may have to use assisted reproduction. Of course, it could be argued that assisted reproduction creates yet another industry and turns another natural resource and process into something that can be profitable. In 2017, scientists created a biobag that functioned as an artificial womb. Oh, way back in the biobag, we knew that you'd become a footballer. And they used it to grow baby lamb. Now a concept has been unveiled showing how the same could be done for humans. But surely no one would ever do that. Recent footage of Ectolife shows what childbirth might look like tomorrow. This is a startling glimpse into what is 100% feasible, and already Elon Musk has affirmed that Ectolife is viable and likely needed. The best case scenario then is that the pollution they created and ultimately led to infertility will be utilized to create a new industry selling us babies instead of us having them at home. The worst case scenario, of course, is an army of sentient cyborgs that will imprison us all in our homes.
Oh shit.
You remember The Matrix? Yeah, I remember thinking we shouldn't let that happen. Oh, that we shouldn't? Oh.
Oh, I mean, okay, I paused it at the best time. What the fuck is this? This, ladies and gentlemen, is how the future babies will be born. From this now on, you will need to tell your kids how babies come from. They didn't come from the chap or the bird. They came from the factory. And you won't even need to lie to them. Isn't that beautiful? Finally, you don't need to like lie to your kids. Like how they were like born. How beautiful is that? Doesn't look like something from like Death Stranding or I don't fucking know.
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy.
First question, before we go any further about your real-life Matrix baby factory, that energy better be renewable because your fucking soul isn't.
Ectolife allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring.
Perhaps it's why we live in times of delirium, where we're uncertain about how we're supposed to live and who we're supposed to be. And to clarify, I believe that people should be able to express themselves however they want to and identify however they want to. But the industrialization and technologization of the most natural processes that are afforded to us, I don't think is going to lead to a utopia. When you look at this, do you think utopia's on its way?
The facility features...
I mean, I think the future is on its way. Like, what is even this? Is it like a sunlight? Is this supposed to like simulate the sunlight you're supposed to get? What about these babies? They're not getting any sunlight.
5 highly equipped labs.
I don't really feel that comfortable with a sushi bar where what's on the menu is little babies. I'll have 1 brown one and 2 white ones, please. Well done.
Each state-of-the-art
racist.
lab can accommodate up to
Cancel him.
400 growth pods or artificial wombs.
Choose whichever way you want to describe this hellscape. I think I'll go with growth pods. Nice choice, sir. Welcome to freedom.
Every pod is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus.
It's exactly like that. You can't sort of digitally recreate the experience of someone else's beating heart and love. And I know that some people actually believe that
You want to tell me that the machines doesn't have heart? What about Wally? He had a heart. He had a big heart. You want to tell me this is not like being... How is it? You want to tell me this is like not the same as being like inside your like mom? I mean, I imagine it like this, to be honest.
Uterus.
his beating heart and love. And I know that some people actually believe that you can, that this is all just a synthetic experience, absolutely devoid of spirit, and that everything can be mechanized, materialized, rationalized, recreated through technology. But what that will lead to, in my opinion, is the centralization of more and more power and control, and the loss of the most vital thing we have, our spirit, our ability to be human in all our fallibility and all our flaws. We have lost our connection to nature, and I feel that old ecto...
But you don't need that. You don't need that. You can pay taxes without a soul. What do you mean?
Life there, with perhaps with the best intentions in the world, might be doing the work of Satan.
A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year.
I mean, even like, imagining like something like this, like for like kindergartens. They're going to like put them into like these little incubators. Like this is going to be a future of like kindergarten probably. 30,000.
Listen, I love the concept, growing babies in a lab. I love it. What's not to love about our babies looking like little rotisserie chickens, all lined up in their little pods? But is there enough babies in that lab? Sir, there's up to 30,000. Well, that's all I needed to know. You have my money.
Ectolife allows your baby to develop in an infection-free environment.
Right, the heightened fear, pandemics, germs, disease. You don't need to worry about that, ma'am. We'll grow your baby in a germ-free and love-free environment. Actually, the Matrix now. I hope one of those babies like, fuck this! I'm out of here!
Every growth pod features sensors that can monitor your baby's vital signs, including heartbeat, temperature, blood pressure, breathing rate,
and its slow dawning realization that it's been entirely extracted from nature.
The artificial...
So it really wants to tell me like, these things are going to like, monitor every single stuff that is going inside this baby. I mean, surely they're not going to put anything like in the baby they could like track, or they could like somehow, take advantage of. I don't think so, right?
Intelligence-based system also monitors the physical features of your baby and reports any potential genetic abnormalities.
Them fingers is a bit stubby. Straight to the lab, little buddy.
Ectolife growth pods feature internal speakers that play a wide range of words and music to your baby.
Fuck off. What, there's going to be super babies coming out speaking ancient Greek and being able to do calculus. The bad news is you've all compromised your soul and allowed the world to become one kind of Apple planet where everything's a commodity and we can have designer babies that we order. The good news is, though, that your baby, well, give it the clarinet. This is going to blow your fucking mind.
Ectolife improves your bonding experience with your baby, thanks to a 360 degrees camera that's fitted inside your baby's growth pod.
The state offers you safety and the corporate world offers you convenience, and there is no area into which they will not reach. Surely we could say that it would be more convenient to grow a baby in a lab that uses fertilizer as a kind of fuel than just naturally having your own babies. Well, I think we could say that because nobody's balls work anymore because of the raining down of microplastics. Oh, no, well, we should say it then.
Through the app, you can choose the playlist that your baby listens to.
The app. It's enough fucking trouble looking after the little bastards when they're born. I don't want to be doing their playlists before.
You can also directly sing to your baby and make them familiar with your voice before birth.
Like,
I've given up.
imagine, someone like hacked the app, right? And imagine like the hacker would like, I don't know, put like Slipknot or something like heavy metal, death metal to the baby. And the baby will like come out as a like total degenerate. Damn. I mean, this is like the same idea when Elon Musk came with like that brain like thing you like put inside your like head. You can like, I don't know, like take phone calls, like listen to music. This is like same. They can like hack you and just play, I don't know, Despacito in it. Like that seemed like a little bit of like, you know, concern maybe. Like this could be like the new cyberbullying. To be honest.
Up my spirit and my soul for this. Quiet, baby, or straight to the lab. I'm afraid to say your baby was non-compliant. We asked it to wear a mask, and I think it refused. I couldn't understand it. It was speaking in Mandarin, which is impressive, which is why it's all the sadder that we've had to flush it.
Our goal is to provide you with an intelligent offspring that truly reflects your smart choices.
Your smart choices to extract yourself from reality. What we're being offered now is progress and technology in place of spirit, and acceptance that there's only so far that humanity can go, and only so far that humanity should go. That perhaps our focus will be harmony here on this planet, respect for one another, a new relationship with nature where we don't regard it solely as a resource, but something that we are symbiotically evolving with. All of these evolutionary steps are impossible as long as we live under the auspices of corporatism and state kleptocracy. As long as that's continuing, you're not going to be able to awaken to deep reality. You're heading towards a future, if you're lucky, where you might be able to grow a baby down in the old Matrix Walmart. The worst case scenarios, you're going to be so poor that you will be either executed or starved.
With Ectolife, your baby will receive the best nutrients that can support their growth.
Now, this will be more interesting. Have you wondered why there are like two big ass containers in the middle of like the hall? Well, you will find out.
Each group of pods is connected to two central bioreactors.
Do you not worry that this could become corrupted? Excellent, Smithers, and now to release the vampire gene.
The first bioreactor contains nutrients and oxygen.
Lovely green Hulk spunk nutrients,
which are supplied to your baby through an artificial umbilical cord.
What we've done is we've wrung out a Shrek and we feed it straight into your baby's belly.
This bioreactor also contains a liquid solution that serves as the amniotic fluid that surrounds babies in the mother's uterus.
I hope that bioreactor's got some nutrients in it that can synthesize long traditional connections to the earth and your ancestors and your family and evolution itself and God and the human spirit and the complexity and suffering and pain that human beings have to learn to accommodate. We actually didn't put that in there. It made the green too brown.
Thanks to a system controlled by artificial intelligence.
Wait. Artificial intelligence. They want to tell me that those baby will basically be under control, like those all of these things will be controlled by an AI. Never heard that before.
Custom nutrients tailored to their needs.
I was suspicious of AI when they said that they might let it drive a fucking cab. You know, really, like letting it grow a big room full of babies. Listen, I'm done about letting AI drive an Uber. What if it goes wrong, crashes into someone's fence? Now that won't happen. Oh, okay then. Well, why don't we let it grow 30,000 people for its little army of AI bastards? Well, sir, it's already underway.
The second
Don't worry.
bioreactor is designed to
Don't worry.
eliminate any waste products produced by the babies.
As well as very naughty babies.
The artificial umbilical cord helps the babies to release their waste products into the second bioreactor.
Hopefully, those two things will never get mixed up, and we'll create an army of shit-eating babies that poop vitamin C.
With Ectolife, miscarriage and low sperm count are a thing of the past.
Well, they're a thing of the present, because the same interest that will benefit from this created that problem. Also, now you're a sterile, docile little drone who's happy to buy a baby from a factory that you visit once in a while and sing at like an idiot in an iPod commercial. Oh, we've lost our souls.
Prior to placing the fertilized embryo of your baby inside the growth pod, in vitro fertilization is used to create and select the most viable and genetically superior embryo.
Genetically superior. Have we been down
Oy,
this
oy, oy.
road before? Something about genetic superiority rings a bell. No. I don't remember that being part of a dangerous ideology in the past at all.
Giving your baby a chance
really
to
interesting.
develop without any
Okay,
biological hurdles. And if you want your baby to stand out and have a brighter future,
I do. Tell me how to do it. Will it cost me my soul?
our elite package offers you the opportunity
Of course not. What the fuck?
to genetically engineer the embryo before implanting it into the artificial womb.
Engineer it. Finally, a master race without the messy PR.
Thanks to CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing tool, you can edit any trait of your baby through a wide range of over 300 genes.
Oh my
Lovely.
god.
No, edit. Too reflective. Edit. Non-compliant. Edit.
By genetically engineering a set of
Princess
genes,
Leia.
I'll take Princess Leia.
the elite package allows you to customize your baby's eye color, hair color, skin tone,
Yes, I can finally have a black baby. Yes. That's what I wanted. Finally. Or, wait. I can then have every cultures. I can have an Asian and black baby. Wait. Does that mean I can say the N-word?
physical strength, height,
I
and
mean,
level of
you can choose physical strength, height, and intelligence. I'm very sure that we are getting more and more like to like movies we used to watch, and we used to think they're like sci-fis, right? Sci-fis means like it's not going to happen. This is like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah, but you can do physical strength, high. I mean, you can make your own Captain America if you want, or Hulk, if you can change the skin tone. You can make your like Hulk, like mini version.
intelligence.
I'll have a nice, strong, little Princess Leia.
It also allows you to fix any inherited genetic diseases that are part of your family history so that your baby and their offspring will live a healthy, comfortable life free of genetic diseases.
Okay.
And tradition and grace and any connection to reality.
Ectolife provides you a safe, pain-free alternative that helps you deliver your baby without stress.
They're actually planning for hell. They're planning it. They're getting it ready. All of the stuff about social credit scores, the introductions of lockdown, making us all infertile, centrally controlling food, breaking down agriculture the whole world over, creating bodies that are global and are not responsive to national democracies. They're creating it now. They're creating a technological dystopia before our very eyes. And look how anodyne it looks. Just an attractive couple standing there in inappropriate clothing, looking at a baby that they've selected from a menu. They might as well fucking eat it.
After discharging the amniotic fluid from the
Caution, do
artificial
not
womb,
open.
you will be able to easily remove your baby from the growth pod.
Excuse me, it's stuck in the growth pod.
Everything is perfectly designed so you and your partner can enjoy the delivery process.
Now, I know people have very difficult births and like death in childbirth. Blessedly, it's not as common as it once was. But even though I know lots of people have suffered as a result of their experience giving birth to children, it's very much part of your connection and bond to the child, whether it's a cesarean or what is called a natural childbirth process. The idea that you can replace that with like a little Kinder egg being opened by a mouse fart, rather reductive of one of the most astonishing and strong experiences that human will ever know. Okay, let's get ready for the birth. Thanks. Hey,
Thanks,
do you have any brown ones?
Tired of waiting for a response from an adoption agency? Unable to find a suitable surrogate mother? Worried about pregnancy complications?
This is complicated. Can I just get one from a factory?
Worry no more, because Ectolife got you covered.
Worry a little bit more, because we're trying to annihilate and commodify everything. Why bother falling in love? Why look out of a window? Why fly a kite? Strap a thing onto your head, have a baby grown in a lab, and just wait for death, which will be a relief when it finally arrives. So, the bad news is you're being made infertile by a constant torrent of microplastics, nullifying your masculinity, your femininity, your inherent powers are being reduced now so that you're an obedient little servant of the state. But the good news is you can go to this horrifying, dystopian, sanitized hellmouth and purchase yourself a lovely little Kinder baby. We're all going to hell. I suppose ultimately what we have to do is cling to our humanity, cling to our nature, not be judgmental of people that necessarily require assistance or take unusual pathways to parenthood, but not to commodify and industrialize every aspect of our nature. Perhaps ultimately this is no different from agriculture and the industrialization of food and treating nature just as a resource. Perhaps this is what inevitably happens when a species loses its way. But it seems to me that this could mark a turning point or mark a point of reflection. Who do we want to become as a species? Do you want your consciousness controlled by tech? Do you want your reproductive system annihilated then replaced by tech? Do you want everything in your life to be a product? Or do you think there's a way back for humankind? Let me know what you think in the chat. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, have a look.
Have to be controlled. Okay. All the jokes aside. So, firstly, where is it? Where's the shit? This. What the fuck is this? I know they're like trying to do like the concept art, how it's going to look. But aren't you like trying to like bring people to do it? Because I don't know how I'm not a parent, right? But if I saw this, I would be like, fuck no. I would rather try any other option than this. This little bit like reminds me of like that Stranding, that game. And yeah, just jeez. Like, do you seriously think that they will give you every healthy nutrition, every healthy cells for you to be the most healthiest person on earth? For you to don't got any diseases, so you don't need to pay the bills for the the pills, medical treatment. So you will be like, okay, right? So for you, they're doing this for you, so you don't need to go to the doctor because you will be healthy. You will have a strong immunity, right? It will give you everything you need. Everything. Like, the moment we get to like the point, where is it? This.
Eye color, hair color, skin tone, physical strength, height, and level of
Intelligence. So you want to tell me my future baby will get best nutrition, like they won't have any diseases? Okay, I mean, okay, that's good. Then they can like change their skin tone. Okay, so my baby can be black and I can be racist. Okay, that benefits me. And then I can change physical strength, height, and level of intelligence. In other words, we are creating super soldiers from today, from like when this is going to get real. We can build super soldiers, right? They're like, I don't think there's like any sort of like way they could like decrease everything. Like, you know, they can maybe take a like press one button, pull the strength is down, the height. Oh, I think like 5'4" is the ideal height. Level of intelligence. Oh, I don't know. We can like give them to be like all geniuses, like 150, so we can like achieve a lot of things, right? But you know, why? Why? Give them 50 IQ and we'll be good, right? So, do you seriously think they will give you everything you want? Like, because if you would ask me, right? Probably all parents would want a strong, very like soul and intelligent baby, right? But do you really think they will give it to you? Do you think they will give the best genetically involved humans to you? I mean, if the people would be smart and they will be strong, that doesn't seem like a thing we can like control. Yeah, so you know, we can like give you a list of what we can do, but there's a very like 99 or really just 100% chance we won't give you a choice between these three, you know, because there's okay, even skin tone, but four, you know, you can have like a black baby, Asian baby, you know. If the like child ever asks you why I don't look like you or mommy, you will say you were made in a lab, right? So I mean, the only reason I think they would like to give this to you is to control you, basically. It's one thing, just. But here's the thing, like, do you think they will give you like best baby? Like, probably not. They will try to decrease every single one of these things. Probably just poop up some weak ass baby that will just only comply. And probably for those people who are very influential in this world, I won't name them. I'm very worried about my channel. They will put this inside their babies. So the most influential people will, well, this is going to be how they will raise their kids or how they will be born. So they will put this shit inside their generation, we'll say, and then you will have modifically strong, intelligent babies that have over 200 IQ and can easily run the entire world, even physically, but also not physically. This is the most dumbest thing I ever saw. I saw this today. Just came to this like video and I need to share it because this is like so absurd, to be honest. And like, do you think they will try to give it like the best nutrients and stuff like this? Of course not. The thing they will do, they will probably try to put something in there that will make you weak. And while you are in here, they will try to put something inside you that will always comply. Will always, so they can always control you. You can have your opinion, and you can be easily a fucking slave. Why would you need a spirit when you can pay taxes, right? So, in other words, they're trying to make fucking million homelanders in this factory. And we will probably all die. Because this is like something like from, I would say, even Matrix, Marvel movies, and also like The Boys. Right? Because those who will be given the best height, the best strength, the best looking, the best intelligence will fucking run the world. And how do you think the child will be in the future when he might discover he's from the lab? Because of course it's like not important to be like raised inside your you know, your family or your basically your mom. Nothing wrong with that. We can incubate babies
I'm suspicious of
in there. Why wouldn't we? We incubated eggs, you know, some species. Why? You know? So they will try to modifically change you. In other words, do you want to tell me that they can literally give you the most worst immune system so you can cut basically everything you want, and you then pay I don't know how much of bills to cover up your medicine, and you say fuck, and you will be in the fucking debt. This is unbelievable. Even like looking at this like image is like and if you want, you know, if you don't like the baby you got, you can like look inside the others. You know, you have this like they used to have like in zoo or like pet shelters, right? You can choose whatever you like, every flavor, every skin, every height, you know, every eye color. I don't fucking know, but imagine like your baby being in this. This looks like something from fucking Matrix. If it would have like this little weird thing that's going inside his head, it would be like, okay, this is like Matrix, you would think. You look at this and this is like unbelievable, to be honest. This seems like the worst, one of the worst ideas, and I will say the worst ideas, because you will raise your children in a lab in which they can modify it genetically to be weaker, and basically just selling it to you. Even if the child is going to be right, if it's going to be like 8, he will like going to got every single virus or something or flu. I don't know. They will call it, and then the parents will need to pay for it. We might go into like the ages where you will need to pay for like the medical bills and insurance. It's not insurance, medical bills, and, like the visit for the doctor, because in US, yeah, US is faith society. Like you can see, you need to pay in US. If you go to like to doctors just for like, you know, to check if it's everything okay with you, they will give you a bill for like 2,000. One guy was like once, I remember the story. The guy was like once at the doctor, and he was just there to like to check if it's like everything okay. They got him a bill. They got him a bill which was somewhere in like 10 grand. 10 grand. And there were like some bullshit like resonance scan, Sunny 40 or fucking I don't know what scan. Like all this bullshit just to make him pay. In Europe, you have like, in most, I think in most of countries in Europe, you have like free healthcare, right? Which in some way isn't the best. You have free healthcare. I think they will take it in the future, and I think like the cities like Dubai, Saudi Arabia will be better for this because they already have like very like paid medical assistance and support. But you pay a lot, but you get like very specific very specific controls, controls, very specific like appointments. They will like really check you out and really give you the best you can get for that amount of money. But to be honest, all of this that you can like incubate your own baby, and it's like run by AI. It's just totally psychotic, to be honest. You can see where the world is going. Poisoning the food so you can be weaker, and like for many people this will be the only choice, right? And I think people who are smart and are not brainwashed will never turn to this option. To be honest, if there would be no option for me, like zero option, I would never turn to shit like this. Never. I would rather not have any children than to incubate in these fucking factories and weaken them. I will never. But there will be some people who are still brainwashed and are bots that will go and put their baby into the fucking incubator, which is totally insane. And I think there's a lot better choices than to do this, because this is insane, dude. This is insane. And when we are talking about mentally and physically weak, another segment we got is TikTok is worse than you thought by Moon. So I spoke a little bit about TikTok, which is what it is. They're trying to brainwash you. They try that you will get addicted to it. You will be basically addicted. It will try to like fool you, to be honest. So control you, basically. And I haven't watched this. I haven't watched this yet, but I think it will probably he will say it too. How evil this one app is. I mean, you were like angry for like YouTube is like tracking what you like, for like ads and stuff. Also like Google and other companies. You were like angry for they were like, tracking your like what you used to look up or what you say, so they can like give you the best like products and sell you something, right? But this is something way more. It's something way worse.
It
than
wasn't
all of
always
those.
obvious. In 2018, an app called TikTok came from nowhere. Back then, TikTok seemed like just another mindless app for teens, where teens and creeps would lip sync to insipid, droog-like songs. But in a matter of weeks, something changed. YouTubers, commentators, the media, TikTok became the new gold rush. To me, the app looked ugly, with a
What is this video?
logo that didn't look quite
Can
right,
you do
but
some
I
for
didn't want to be out
me?
of touch. And me being curious, I eventually caved and downloaded it. And just like that, I was hooked. My mornings would be taken up by 30-second videos, my evenings stolen by the buffet of dopamine. I couldn't put it down, the endless scrolling, the constant dopamine hits, I had no control. I'd look around me, parties, gatherings, cafes, everyone was watching TikTok. I'd go online to find TikTok reaction videos on trending. I'd be bombarded by TikTok ads wherever I went. I'd walk around my city to see TikTok logos, graffiti, ads, TikTok dances everywhere. This was revolutionary. TikTok had achieved the impossible. TikTok had taken over the world. No one could escape its secret formula. Instant entertainment, constant dopamine, unlimited content, nothing could compete. TikTok was perfect. Little did I know, we were walking into a buzzsaw.
I mean, I remember YouTube started somewhere, like blowing up. It started blowing up somewhere in 2020. It's very interesting to, you know, like this is the time where also like COVID like blow up. It's very interesting. And it's a very, I would say, it was like old people used to say, oh, this is like not a very big thing. It was like musically before it and stuff like this. But this is something, you know, this is not just lip syncing app. This is something way worse. I remember I think one of the like people who downloaded TikTok, one of the like the last people. I was one of the like the last people to download it. But all of like the people I knew had it. All people had it, and I was like, okay, I will download it. And to be honest, I didn't really use TikTok at the beginning, because I, you know, mostly I was playing games, so I didn't really focus on it. I thought it was like total bullshit. And last year I was probably more on it than it should be usual. The app can really hook you up. It's a very brilliant plan to hook you up and basically get slaved.
After hours of extensive research, I fell down a TikTok rabbit hole, and the further I went down this rabbit hole, the more horrifying things became. As what I'm telling you today has been ignored by almost all of the media, almost all of the influencers, and all of the corporate elite. And at the same time, governments around the world are beginning to understand the true scope of what's going on. So let this video be a warning to everyone who's downloaded this insidious app, and join me as we cover the raw and unfiltered truth behind TikTok.
Okay, there's part 2.
A question. Do you never want to be bored again? Do you want fame, money, to not feel left out? For success to come sooner? This is how it begins. Through tapping into your innate biological desires, TikTok has been able to achieve 3 billion downloads. But behind our addiction to this app is something
3
sinister.
billion.
Because
It's almost half of the population. It's all, I would say it's more than fucking Gangnam Style. Jesus.
on the back of your constant scrolling and chasing of dopamine, someone has transformed a lip-syncing app for teens into the greatest cyber threat in human history. So the question is, who?
Who?
Well, to answer this, we need to go back to 2012. Back in 2012, Vine was the closest thing you'd get to TikTok.
Oh, no.
And whilst Vine was kind of big, most people fawned for Facebook, Instagram and YouTube because in this time it seemed like Silicon Valley was on the verge of something great. Unprecedented societal change. We were so caught up with our own creations that we never gave China a second thought. But back in Beijing, something was bubbling
What
under
the
the
fuck was that?
surface. A creature called ByteDance. Now, ByteDance wasn't just any old tech startup. It was a startup directed by a man named Zhang Yiming, and it was also a startup that was littered with Chinese officials. Zhang's first move with ByteDance was to create a news platform called Headlines. But rather than this being any old news platform that pays for editors and reporters, ByteDance was putting their money into creating the most powerful advanced AI technology imaginable. An AI system more advanced than anything seen before it. This was no accident. In this time, the Chinese government had a strong desire to make AI a priority in the race for global tech dominance. But why was China so obsessed with AI? Why was the Chinese government so involved with working with this unknown tech company? To answer this, let's take a quick look at what ByteDance's AI technology was capable of. On this news site, there wouldn't be a curated feed or editors controlling the flow of information. Headlines instead use specially made AI algorithms to select and push the news robotically, with the company never having to hire a single reporter or editor. To test this highly developed AI system, ByteDance released the app to the Chinese market. And almost immediately, the algorithm worked its magic. In a matter of months, headlines became extremely popular in China, with the site gaining 10 million users in just 3 months. There was only one issue. All content that wasn't aligned with the government's core socialist values would be a legal offense, which meant there would have to be at least one editor. That's why ByteDance went so far as to publish a statement thanking the state for its supervision, making ByteDance the first ever AI-generated propaganda machine.
Okay, I don't know if he's going to cover it, but the part of like the socialist code, or I don't know how to call it, rule. What it basically is that they need to report, or they need to send every single information that the certain application gathers, and all of those information needs to be handled to the Chinese government, which is insane to think about.
It was the embryonic site for much darker things to come.
Like imagine the fucking Chinese government knows more about you than your own mother. It's joke. Dude.
It's 2016 and the Chinese government is inching towards technological dominance. But if they were going to overtake Silicon Valley, they would need to expand their AI technology across the globe. Because back in the mainland, AI proved to be an incredibly effective tool for controlling the population.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a...
I don't know if those numbers... It's really interesting because those numbers, I don't know if it's like the social code or what it is, but monitoring every single move you do. Every single move.
Name. Now the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
It forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here. We're used to it, and anyway, we don't have a choice.
There's a simple...
They don't have the choice. This thing, they have is like, you know, like the memes, like the social credit score, right? If you say like Taiwan is not a country, they will give you like 10,000 social credit score. This is how they basically determine who the person is. If the person is very well behaved, he's making, you know, kind of a lot of money, he's very well behaved, he's not causing any trouble and stuff like this, his social credit is very high. But when there's someone who is against the system, who tells the truth, and he seems like a danger, his social credit go way low. This is the way of like controlling the people. It's not a good thing. This is what they want to basically do in every country nowadays. This is the most scary sport of it all.
The reason for this. By using algorithms, the Chinese government can connect all these data points from everything you do. Using your travel records, friends, acquaintances, reading habits...
Travel records. For those who think Andrew Tate was arrested because of fucking pizza box, you're delusional and you probably watch too much Most Critical or Hasanabi. They knew Andrew Tate was in Romania. They knew. Every time you go to the airport, you need to go with your passport. They won't let you without your passport. And they are monitoring, basically, we can say, every single move he makes. And basically, they already knew it was going back. Flight was there. They knew passport. He landed at the airport. They fucking knew. For those who are saying it was just because of pizza box, they're fucking bots.
Purchases, all to anticipate any political resistance. It's through these sorts of social credit scores and advanced AI technology that the Chinese government has gained a firm grip over 1.3 billion people. But what if China could use such technology outside of its own borders? What if China could move away from surveilling their own country to surveilling the globe? If they could, China would become invincible. It was in this time that the Chinese President Xi Jinping was making big efforts to grow China's cultural power, which is why Xi Jinping announced that China needs to increase its soft power to give the world a good Chinese narrative and better communicate China's messages to the world.
We have made
Oh, no.
significant advances.
Don't bring my boy China. Don't bring my boy John Cena. John Dino, Bing Chilling. Don't bring my boy there, please. He didn't do anything. Let him go.
On theoretical and cultural fronts.
Xi Jinping announced that, quote, "We should increase
Yeah,
China's soft power, give a good Chinese narrative, and better communicate China's messages to the world." And this is where America's had the upper hand for decades. Through America's spread of culture and ideology, America has been able to maintain its global influence. And in recent years, this has been catalyzed by one thing: Silicon Valley. So how could Chinese tech companies possibly compete with Silicon Valley, where a tiny group of billion-dollar companies have almost monopolized the entire industry? If ByteDance were going to have any chance of competing, they would first need to create something groundbreaking, something so advanced, so popular, so addictive, that people would have no choice but to download it. An app to control the hearts and minds of the global population. To take on such an enormous task, China would need to take this one step at a time. The first step was for Chinese tech companies like ByteDance and Tencent to start buying huge shares in social media sites. Sites like Reddit, Discord, and Snapchat, because this allowed companies like ByteDance to have a key role in company policy as a majority shareholder. But of course, buying shares in companies wasn't going to be enough. How could China create an app so addicting that it would outcompete every single social media site? To figure this out, they needed to test this technology in their own back door. So ByteDance's new venture would be with an app called Douyin, or in other words, the Chinese version of TikTok. ByteDance tested out Douyin to make sure the technology would be effective enough, and in less than a year, Douyin took over China, gaining enormous popularity, with 1 in 10 Chinese people having downloaded the app in less than a year. All because of this specially developed AI technology. It was now time for ByteDance to go global. The next step for ByteDance was...
Also, the algorithm is very, very interesting. So, for example, it will give you the things you watch the most, right? It's like nothing special, but it's like if you will watch more and more of the content, the only content it will bring. So basically, if you are watching half-naked woman all the time, only half-naked woman will pop off on your For You page. Which means more degeneracy, more dumb and feminized and simps and basically all the weak men are generated like this. Start watching it. If they watch it like 2 times, they will stop or they will like it. The content that you watched will get pushed more and more to you. This is how they basically... This is basically how they do it.
A sophisticated marketing campaign, spending $3 million a day in marketing alone just in the American market. ByteDance would then get celebrities to join in. It would saturate the media and advertising world. You'd even see the NBA signing a multi-year partnership with TikTok. And with the TikTok logo being stamped on every exported video, you'd then see this marketing begin to snowball. You'd see all these influencers on YouTube Shorts and Instagram posting their TikTok videos. You'd see celebrities promoting their garbage on TikTok. But marketing alone wasn't enough. So the next step for TikTok's growth was through the acquisition process. In this time, ByteDance noticed that fellow Chinese company Musical.ly was getting a foothold in the psyche of Generation Z. So rather than these companies trying to outcompete each other for ultimately the same goal, TikTok bought up Musical.ly for $900 million. This allowed TikTok to utilize Musical.ly's core selling point, the ability to go viral. Musical.ly provided a platform with an algorithm that rewards content above all else. Anyone could post some content and go viral the next day. Because of that, Gen Z rushed to it, allured by the prospects of fame, attention, and quick...
This is why most of people are, I will say, degenerates. Because let's like make a scenario. A person will make an account. They will do, I don't know, we can say like 2 videos, okay? The first video is not going to be viral. The third will get viral. They will get, I don't know, where 1 million views. They used to get like, I don't know, 200, something like this. Now they are getting 1 million. What do you think it does to a person? If kids like this are getting like, oh fuck, I'm famous. I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. Now I'm like the boss ass bitch, sort of say. This is what it does to like the brain. The young kids are going viral on TikTok or music they used to. It fucked up their brain. And you can like, most of the like the highest influencers on TikTok, you hate it. Because you saw how they acted. And you knew they were like, I don't know, a new generation of Justin Bieber, basically. Imagine like, you hated Justin Bieber. Hello also. Hello there.
Insulin. So,
in other words, they will get viral. They will get ego boosted. They will be fucking degenerates. This is how it will basically go.
Meatheads, using
Hello.
its AI technology to learn how to create the most addictive user interface possible. There are several core psychological techniques used to addict you. The first is short videos in and
The whole world wants meant to be
Maybe
seen.
15 seconds or something like that. 15, 20 seconds. They're short videos. And so it's just that quick, it's almost like a little tasting menu of fabulous. You're trying this and trying that.
The reason for TikTok's initial success is that they took the knowledge companies learned from making catchy advertisements. Advertisers spend millions gathering your attention for up to 30 seconds. And oftentimes, whether you like the advert or not, you'll find they're easily digestible. So TikTok would use this video design, but instead of paying millions to make these videos, TikTok's own users would automatically use all their creativity and talent to garner some hint of virality. Then the most addicting videos made are rewarded favorably for doing so. Once people catch on to which engagement tactics work, these videos are then copied over and over again. The most catchy songs are replicated over and over.
Oh my god.
Creating the cycle of people who are addicted to chasing virality. These creators
Is doma trompio.
addiction to these dopamine-sucking videos. But of course, not all of these videos can be addictive, and that's the point. Because one of the key social engineering tactics TikTok uses is called intermittent reinforcement. I spoke about this tactic in my previous video on TikTok, but basically intermittent reinforcement is the reason why casinos are so addictive. Because by not winning every time on the slot machine, you're always excited for the next hit. I mentioned in this last video on TikTok that when you expect a reward after a certain action, you tend to work less for it. Yet when the timing of the reward or the certainty we'll get it at all is unpredictable, we tend to repeat that behavior with even more enthusiasm. And so in the case of TikTok, a video has to capture users' attention very quickly to cause them to watch the whole thing. If the video doesn't catch your attention within a couple of seconds, it's swiping onto the next one. And so after countless videos fail to give you that dopamine rush, you'll finally find that gem.
The fact that you're watching this video means you are energetically aligned with me and Aquafarians, but you may know them as mermaids.
And
What the fuck? Like, you see, this is what I mean, like, those people. Like, I used to, like, research the algorithm of TikTok and stuff like this, and I remember when people used to, like, give advice of, like, getting a viral video. They used to say, you need to hook up the people like in first seconds, like first like 2-3 seconds. Those people who are on TikTok, most of them, those I will say, well, like constantly using them for I don't know, 3-4 hours and more. Those people will see one post and they will have no dopamine at all. They will scroll another, nothing, again, and again. They don't have an attention span like a normal human being, like it used to be. They have attention span of 5 seconds. It's the excess is, I would like compare it to like 6-7-year-olds, like very young children who can just hold the attention This is the exact same thing, but with adults. Oh, well, adults.
Consequences to this. TikTok's design is neurologically damaging. Researchers are only just beginning to understand this. Since Generation Z's infatuation with TikTok, our attention spans have dropped to the lowest levels in recorded history, with our attention spans becoming reduced to that of a goldfish. And it doesn't even stop there.
The vertical scroll, which is what you have on Facebook, for example, you're scrolling up on the news feed. But what this does is if you stop on a video and you like that video, it'll restart that video. So in a sense, you've got a horizontal scroll going on pleasurable content, and you also have a vertical scroll going.
And once the pleasure begins to dry up, you continue scrolling and the pattern repeats itself, leaving you wondering where the last few hours went. And even the small stuff like where the likes and comments icons are is purposely designed so that you can't stop wasting your time on this mindless app. And when you go onto TikTok, you'll see what I mean. The likes, comment, share, and profile buttons are on top of each other. This placement makes it the most accessible for users to click on these icons. But why is this important? Well, this layout may only be saving the user microseconds at the time, but in an app that...
The one thing I really remember when I used to really use TikTok back in the day, I had no attention span at all. Like, do you have the same when you're like watching a video on YouTube and then you need to go to your phone to watch TikTok? Like, you can hold your attention for like one video. Like, that sort of stuff is really bad. You cannot hold your attention for one thing. Because of TikTok, you have so much like these dopamine hits that you need to like sort of like level it to the same amount. Basically, so you need to watch YouTube videos. Okay, nothing really happened for like 2 or I don't know, 50 seconds. Okay, I will go to TikTok, I will scroll, and I will just hear what he's saying in the video. That's all. This is like very bad. And when I stopped using TikTok and Instagram for a week, I noticed so much like difference between like the spams, right? But yeah, you just can't hold the attention in any other stuff, like any.
That runs on quick spurts of attention, these fractions of a second hold significant weight. When you're browsing social media on your phone, the screen you're using is very small. As a result, every little inch of that screen is immensely important, since any little distraction or element that takes away from the content at hand has the potential to drive the user away. Wasting screen space is the cardinal sin when it comes to keeping users in that entertainment high. And so with this combination of musically and addictive user design and attention-sucking short...
A very, very quick question. Do you think TikTok puts like this random sort of like viral hits, I would say? Like when you're like making content for some time, like it's going, I don't know, 200, 500 views for every video, and then you will like hit the jackpot. You get like 1 million views. Do you think that's like maybe intentional for you to like stay on the app and create more and more? Because I don't know, what I heard, what I know, I think like the Chinese government would probably allow it. If they were like this smart to create something like this, I would say maybe yes, maybe.
Videos, TikTok has been able to feast on a generation's goldfish attention span, allowing TikTok to take over the world. Because in just 3 months after its launch, TikTok gained 30 million users. But the real question is, how could ByteDance justify spending almost $1 billion on an app that only sells ads and emojis? I mean, TikTok wants you to think that hosting a few ads and selling emojis is enough to become a multi-billion company, but to anyone looking under the surface, you realize this is far from the truth. To understand where the real money is, we first need to understand the secrets behind the TikTok formula. If China wanted TikTok to take over the globe, TikTok would need to tap into the human mind, not only through social engineering tactics, but also through their users' data. Because this is where the real money behind TikTok lies. This is why TikTok is now considered a cyber threat.
Simon, what's your social credit score now? What's your social credit score? Tell me. Best.
And once again, it all comes back to the TikTok algorithm. Unlike Facebook, Netflix,
How much you
Spotify,
behave?
and YouTube,
Tell me.
TikTok's algorithm goes one step further.
Okay, has anyone else noticed that your For You page has been a little too accurate lately? It hasn't been things that I'll Google or I talk about.
Okay.
It's been thoughts.
TikTok knows
This will be interesting. This will be interesting.
TikTok know which videos will addict you? Well, this all starts to become clear as soon as you begin reading TikTok's privacy page. A privacy page that literally admits to collecting as much data from you as possible.
And what kind of data is TikTok collecting as it runs on our phones? A heck of a lot more than you would think.
Do you know that even TikTok, it runs so much. It looks like the TikTok looks through so many information you have on your phone, more than Instagram, more than Facebook, more than every single app possible, basically.
Images, of course, that users post, but TikTok
I can see your internet is bad, but also you can type.
also collects
Spell.
information about the messages that you send, about the apps that you use, the other apps on your phone. It collects the sites that you visit. It collects your search history. It collects your keystrokes. It collects your location data. It stores all of this.
Okay.
And
Oh wait, let's read this. We collect information about the device used to access the platform, including your IP address, so they can like swat you at whatever they want. Unique device in a okay, I can't read that. Model of your device. Okay, model of your device. Your mobile carrier, time zone setting, screen resolution, operating system, AMP, and names, types, keystroke patterns, and rhythms. But
maybe
but
lots more.
And so using all of this data, TikTok understands you better than you understand yourself.
okay, wait. If you can, no. So if you can understand me, is Taiwan a country?
It predicts your future behavior. It learns at every second what you want and what you will do. And no, this isn't like Google or Facebook stealing your data and selling off to advertisers. This information is being used to tap into your biological hardwiring and, most importantly, to fund China's openly stated goal of world domination. Now, this may sound a little extreme, it may sound exaggerated, but I promise you it's anything but. Chinese President Xi Jinping has a dream, a Chinese dream of global dominance.
Ah, that's nice. I think everybody needs to have some dream. No force can shake the status of our great motherland. No. Okay. Them plus 10,000 social grade score. Part of the great country of okay, you're okay. I mean, to be honest, you only like China just because of John Cena, to be honest. Been chilling.
With this comes some new laws that coincide directly with TikTok. Since China adopted the National Intelligence Law in 2017, all Chinese citizens and companies have been under a legal obligation to help the government gather intelligence, whilst also keeping any corporation
This is what I said.
a secret.
What they do is even in their laws, they need to report or they need to give every single information they collect to the Chinese government, basically. Every single information.
And we also know that under Chinese law,
this is part of the plan why Trump wanted to ban TikTok, because he knew what's behind the scenes, to be honest.
ByteDance, the parent, is required to share data with the Chinese Communist Party. Required to under Chinese law. That's not a matter of speculation. That's in the law.
And it is required under Chinese law to share user data with Beijing. And TikTok has admitted that it has sent user data to China.
And so with TikTok,
okay, I don't think it covered the whole part. Imagine TikTok can see what you
like what you have in your gallery. They can just sweep right through it all. They can just see how many pictures you took. They can see what pictures you took, everything. They can see who you contacted. Like they can see see contacts you have. They know your mom's number, your telephone number. They know better than you. They know every single one of people you have in your phone. They know what you're watching. They know what part of like files you downloaded in your phone. They see everything, even screen time. I think even screen time, and it's so much like information to have. Like this is why I'm telling you that even TikTok gathers more information than Facebook and Instagram, even more, because Instagram and TikTok and YouTube are using it for like commercial use, right? They maybe can hear you what you're saying, they can see what you're looking at, and they can just promote it, right? But TikTok is basically looking through your phone to every single thing you have on your phone. You're allowing it.
User data, the fact that TikTok is half run by the Chinese government, and now with the passing of this new law, TikTok is beyond problematic.
Wait.
With the Chinese government, and now with
what Chinese National Intelligence Law of 2017 entails, it gives CPS power to monitor and investigate foreign and domestic individuals and institutions. Chinese intelligence agencies can search premises, seize property, and mobilize individuals or organizations to carry out espionage.
With the passing of this new law, TikTok is beyond problematic, which is why several countries have been quick to ban TikTok. TikTok, along with 223 other Chinese applications, were banned by India.
The Indian government has banned dozens of Chinese-owned apps.
They know. Indians know.
The list includes the messaging service WeChat and the wildly popular video platform TikTok.
The Indian government claimed this was because they were damaging to India's sovereignty, integrity, defense, security, and public order. And this is why...
This is why I think like Indian guys and Indian children are so good with like computers and are like smarter, just because I think they know all of this shit. They're too smart. They can help with your internet connection and stuff like this. It's you know, all of like other countries know it. Why and what TikTok is basically doing, but
Trump signed an order to ban TikTok. In the order, Trump said that there is credible evidence that leads him to believe that ByteDance might take action that threatens to impair the national security of the United States. But with America's heated politics, Joe Biden could let Trump have this legal victory and revoke Trump's ban on TikTok. Although it wouldn't take long for Biden to realize this was a huge mistake.
Not my boy Joe Biden.
TikTok is, quote, a matter of genuine concern. In addition to this, militaries around the world have banned TikTok on all personal devices.
Since our last hearing on this subject, the Pentagon, the Department of State, the Department of Homeland Security, and the TSA have all banned their employees and service members from using TikTok on government devices. In fact, the Pentagon even went so far as to say that employees should have their children uninstall TikTok from their personal devices.
But you may be asking, why does this matter? Why is TikTok labeled a national security threat? Why are governments around the world beginning to think that TikTok is the biggest cyber threat of the modern era? Well, stick with me here, because we're going to need to radically change the way you've been seeing TikTok.
The day is coming when the politicians realize that these social media platforms are picking the next president,
even like the search history. Yeah, true. The search history, but I think they even collect you like from the Google part also. They collect it. I would say even they collect it from everything. Because I think and I know that they are like looking for your every app. Like they know your account on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere basically.
This is where true power in the modern day lies, because the people who control the algorithms are the people rewiring your brain. They are controlling the
What's
spread
more
of
interesting
information.
is
They
that
program the culture, and with
if you would see the people who use TikTok in China, they're more disciplined basically. They're more like, you need to behave like this and that, right? But in the US, it's like the other side basically. It's so much it's like so much stupid and so much like degenerate people who are there. It's, to be honest, unbelievable.
TikTok now being the most downloaded app for several consecutive years, the results are becoming apparent.
I'm vaccinated, caffeinated, and freshly masturbated.
On the Chinese version of
Yeah. Great timing. This is what I'm talking about.
Becoming apparent.
This is in the US.
Freshly masturbated.
On the Chinese version of TikTok, all videos seen.
Wait, I will try to look up how many users does TikTok has. Wait. So now TikTok has 1 billion active users and 1.4 billion people. But I don't know if I'm going to believe in these stats, to be honest. It shows like Facebook has 2.9 billion, which I don't know if I could. Creators. Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah, but what we heard at the beginning, it is that TikTok had how many? Around 3 billion downloads. 3 billion downloads. It's not even more than this Despacito, to be honest.
Degenerate by the Chinese government are actively removed, and yet at the same time, the algorithm promotes videos of hard-working, everyday people sharing their life and work accomplishments. As you could expect, these videos are generally wholesome, upbeat, and positive, with there being a literal section on the Chinese positive energy to promote the Communist Party. But in the West, TikTok promotes the exact opposite. On our version of TikTok, we're bombarded.
This is what I'm talking about. I haven't even watched this video. He's talking about the same shit.
Endless insipid videos of girls shaking their ass to music, where we become obedient, placid consumers slumped open in front of screens. And this trend couldn't be better summed up with the rise of OnlyFans. In recent years, the rise of OnlyFans has been catalyzed by the wave of TikTok videos of OnlyFans models alluring desperate, atomized, lonely simps to fork over their hard-earned cash for a virtual girlfriend experience. Top OnlyFans creators have spoken out about how TikTok has enabled them to become these hyper-affluent online stars.
So today, we are going to be going over how you can use TikTok to get OnlyFans subs, okay?
You know how to get more OnlyFans subs? Yeah, woman.
We're all like the main people on OnlyFans are roughly earning the same, I think. At the moment, it's like $1 million a month.
This phenomenon wouldn't be happening anywhere near as quickly if not for TikTok.
Wait, do you want to see a true TikTok? Chinese TikTok? I mean, dumb, but I mean, to be honest, this is like more entertaining than the US TikToks. This is way more entertaining. C4. I mean, this is like lady from Ohio. Like, this is content. At least in this, this went probably hours of making, right? Filming, editing. Like when you see like the Bella Ports shit, like this like was actually made, I think, by heart. It was beautiful, to be honest. And also, if you want to like mention Ohio.
TikTok is catalyzing this wave of desperate simps to hand over the money to these people who influence their everyday lives. And this became very apparent when a Wall Street Journal investigation on TikTok found that when you said you were 13 years old and searched for OnlyFans on the app, the algorithm would bombard you with videos about adult entertainment and drugs. The power TikTok yields over the younger generations is becoming more and more apparent. People are starting to see that through TikTok's AI technology and sophisticated algorithms, TikTok is able to create trends that radically influence the lives of so many in Generation Z. And what's scary is that so many of TikTok's core audience are barely TikTok users are being influenced into emulating these trends that are highly toxic and polluting to society. But of course, these trends are manifesting things far worse than degenerate behavior. The spread of political disinformation and infiltration of Chinese propaganda is now a serious concern to all of us. This first became apparent on the Western version of TikTok when pro-Hong Kong posts, anti-CCP posts, pro-Tibet content, and anything spreading awareness of the persecution of Uyghur Muslims was all removed. And this concern takes a further serious turn in light of recent reports that Zenu Data, which has reported links to the Chinese military and intelligence networks, has collected personal details of about 2.4 million people outside of China, with pretty much all of them.
Surely I'm not one of them, right? Surely.
This data being sourced from TikTok. The former editor of the Hong Kong Economic Journal wrote in a column that TikTok is reaching deep into offices and homes, shaping how Americans understand real-world events. He went on to explain that while China's move to establish physical footholds around the world was easy enough to recognize, China's quote soft power ambitions have been much less noticed until recently, where China is using highly developed AI technology and powerful algorithms to erode free speech and Western culture. It's for this reason why ByteDance has pledged to hire 10,000 sensors to identify and block anti-government content. Now, I already know that some of you will think I'm fear-mongering, but when you look into China's history and current political motives, you start to realize how daunting the situation truly is.
China is also notorious for using its big tech companies to track and predict the behavior of its own citizens, as seen in this 60 Minutes report from last year. China's stated goal is to become the world leader in artificial intelligence by 2030.
See this? Wait.
Senator
Wait.
fears China is...
Back.
China's stated goal is to become the world leader in artificial intelligence by 2030.
Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you know how we used to like make fun of like social credit score, right? Like it's haha funny jokes, right? Taiwan is not a country. This is how they will like recognize if you are a behaving citizen. This is what even like Andrew Tate was talking about. This is what they want to do. They want to like monitor everything, where you go, and what person you are. Like this is like insane. Like imagine if you're someone like, we can say like Andrew Tate, right? He's controversial, he's speaking the truth, he's a millionaire. His social credit score would be like at 0 basically. And you know, they can do so much things you can't even imagine. They can freeze your account, they can throw you out of the house, and anything they want basically. They can make you go to the streets, live in the streets, be broke as fuck in matter of hours. Also, this police is keeping an eye on you when it's low. Yeah. But it's also like, they try basically to destroy your entire life. You're not behaving. This is like not a free world, basically. This is not even close. This is bad.
Senator Hawley fears China is doing the same thing here. Just last February, the Department of Justice charged 4 Chinese military hackers with stealing records from the credit reporting agency Equifax, affecting 145 million Americans, almost half the country. China has been caught hacking the second largest American health insurer, the agency that stores information about all government employees, even records from the Marriott hotel chain. Hawley says TikTok is just the friendly face of Chinese data harvesting. So what would the Chinese Communist Party do with all this information?
Build dossiers, build files on every American who they can get their hands on. We could ask the same question about the Equifax breach. Why would the Chinese government be interested in the financial history of hundreds of millions of Americans? What are they going to do with that? Well,
they're just trying to protect you. What do you mean? Wait. No. Don't uninstall the TikTok. You need to watch my TikToks. None of that. But yeah, clearly. This is like, I mean, like a thing, like, if you would even try to uninstall it, right? You don't have like the app. But the thing is that they already connected all the informations, basically. Let me just apologize us for TikToks. Thanks. But the thing is, like, they already have your like informations, basically. They probably have all they wanted. So it's like no reason to uninstall TikTok, because if you would like don't want to get some like more information, like your future information, yes. But I think they already have all the information they need. Which is like,
they thought it was
you cannot do like nothing, basically. It's also your fault I downloaded TikTok.
Useful.
I was pressured.
But when you look at
everyone.
Xi Jinping's admiration for Mao, it all begins to make sense. During the Communist Revolution, Mao became infamous for conquering the countryside to capture the cities. This method was used not only for Mao's Communist Revolution, but also for Mao's dream of world domination, where the world's most developed countries were seen as the cities, and the world.
I think it's very beautiful that everybody has a dream. I think it's very beautiful.
What's less developed countries were the countryside. This is why in recent years, China has gained a strong foothold across Africa and the Middle East. And now the next frontier is to gain a strong foothold in the global culture. Because if you can control the culture, you control the population. And as Xi Jinping declared, it is time to, quote, dare to draw the shining sword. So while the West becomes addicted to TikTok, where the West has their attention spans reduced to that of a goldfish, where people can't go 5 minutes without checking their phone, absorbed by TikTok degeneracy, where we are having our brains literally rewired, China is now training their youth to prepare for war.
Imagine like war being against like China and US. Like the US is going to so lose. Like they have so feminine men. They're like they only can go on like gay prides and stuff like this. And then they have like the feminists who will just turn out to be wives when the like war comes. I mean Joe Biden is cool. Or else, like the thing like about Biden, what I heard was that when the big storm came, the like very dangerous storm, when it was like how much, like -20 Celsius or something like this, Joe Biden said fuck my country and went to like Haiti or some like Bali, and he just was having a vacation, basically. A very good leader, to be honest.
奴役我们，谁妄想这样干，必将在14多亿中国人民
the Chinese have a very big army.
And today this process is being catalyzed by Xi Jinping's Rejuvenation of the Nation project, which entails the banning of effeminate sissy men on TV, banning excessive video game usage, teaching children Xi Jinping's school of thought, teaching children how to use military equipment, and having schools have distinct masculine and feminine schools.
Yeah, I send that to famous African American people. Maybe I can find it.
And today it is now mandatory for Chinese students to read The Art of War. And as you'd expect, this has come with
Imagine American children are like reading something like what Philip said or what Philippi said to the fish, and basically like children are reading the Art of War, how to destroy your enemies, like the fullest, how to destroy them fully. Like if there would be a war, America and China, it would be, yeah, it would be done.
Propaganda. So while the West is swamped by visual diarrhea of grotesque TikTok videos promoting crime, degeneracy, OnlyFans, and the CCP, the Chinese are trained to become stoic with a warlike spirit inoculated to degeneracy. This stark contrast between the Chinese version of TikTok and ours serves to highlight how effective TikTok's AI technology is in manipulating the masses. Psychological weapons like TikTok have been used throughout history.
I think it's on
Persians
Instagram.
using cats as a psychological tactic against the ancient Egyptians, to Alexander the Great enforcing Greek culture against his opponents, to the British and using their global media networks to control the narrative of World War I. These psychological experiments have always been hidden away and more often than not, slip by under the public's noses. But now in our current Cold War, these tactics have become more and more advanced. And right now, the most dangerous psychological weapon we face is TikTok. According to US military analysts, attacking the enemy's psyche is a key part of China's military strategy. The Chinese stratagems established by Sun Tzu in the Art of War was the foundation for this form of warfare.
They're training their children to be like the coldest coldest hitmen on earth, basically. This is they are really just preparing them for the war. They're all stoic, how to pronounce that? They are very smart, to be honest. Probably will dismantle. I don't think they even need to like fight the Americans. I think they just will somehow destroy them inside. Like they will say bad pronounces to them. I don't know. Somehow from the inside. But
so it shouldn't be any surprise why the Art of War is mandatory reading. But then this all begs the question, why is China going to all of this effort? All the government employees, all the high-tech algorithms, all the social engineering, all the spying. Why is China so desperate to influence Western culture? Well, like all psychological weapons, there's only one reason for their usage: to destroy the enemy.
No, I don't think so. I think they're just...
Before I began making this video, TikTok's growth was never obvious. TikTok seemed like an anomaly, because somehow, in just a matter of months, I went from never knowing TikTok to seeing my friends, family, and self all become enveloped by its algorithm. Back then, we were in blissful ignorance, ignorant to a force that has been brewing for decades, a brew now reaching its boiling point. Since the Cold War, the idea of World War III was always thrown
I have it.
Throughout this time, civil wars, skirmishes, propaganda all created the sense of uncertainty. But this feeling was never existential. Our enemies were always the underdogs. They were poorer with lower grade equipment. They had no influence on mainstream culture. They were...
Okay.
Thank you for that. It was a famous African-American baseball player in America.
Man, this is your leader. This is your leader.
We're just this hidden...
China, war. Biden, American baseball player.
Mysterious force, far from the clutches of regular life. And when this tense time finally came to a close in 1991, people felt liberated. Like the threat of World War III was really just a fantasy after all. It was something to talk about for fun, but never an idea to be taken too seriously. But yes, there were threats from the Middle East, Russia and North Korea, but it was never anything we couldn't handle. At the same time, we fueled China's growth. We bought their cheap products, their materials and their lies. In just a matter of decades, China went from being a third world country with a GDP of 90 billion to having a GDP of $12 trillion, a number now fast overtaking the United States.
No.
This growth...
No.
has never been seen before.
Haven't you like learned anything? We can use TikTok. Even now, you're watching my stream and you're watching TikTok.
In history. Admittedly, we knew
nothing.
this was coming, but
Didn't
there
learn
wasn't
anything.
any real reason to be concerned. At least, we didn't think there was. China's just that place we make our iPhones, we told ourselves. So over the years, we shipped off our entire economy to China. Banking moguls on Wall Street propped up the Chinese economy with billions in investments. Elected officials in the UK did their part by selling out the country's core infrastructure and national energy grid to China. Talking heads in Washington did their part by telling the public that the real threat to the West was Putin and his army of Macedonian troll farms. And us? We bought into China's surveillance technology and downloaded TikTok en masse. Because we were in our own little bubble, our main concern was celebrities. Political scandals.
Orange man bad.
Orange man bad.
Orange man.
Orange man.
Male bad.
And cheap hedonistic pursuits.
Man bad. Bad people.
But like any bubble, there was always a burst. And our burst came in 2020.
What? Huh?
From the very beginning, it was never about TikTok. TikTok is just a means to an end, a tool and an operation. All the TikTok dances, TikTok ads, all the lip syncing, it was a facade for something sinister, something greater, something known as the 2049 plan. Now, what does this entail? Well, as you can imagine, it's not something to be taken lightheartedly. China's push for world domination has been government policy for the last 50 years and is embodied within the Chinese spirit. For decades now, China has manipulated us into believing that China was just another capitalist state, dissolving its ideological ties to Marxism. But this couldn't be any further from the truth. China's intent has been to acquire as much money, physical power, and technological control as possible. And China has gained the money, China has gained the physical power, and now China is controlling technology. And so it's no coincidence that just in line with the 2049 plan, TikTok suddenly took over the psyche of millennials and Generation Z. And that's the genius behind all of this. China is engaging in a war and we didn't even realize we were a part of it. China is taking over the world economically. China is taking over the world militarily, secretly building up its army reserve.
Top U.S. military officer General Mark Milley provided the first official U.S. confirmation of what he called a, quote, very concerning Chinese hypersonic weapons test that military experts say appears to show Beijing's pursuit of an Earth-orbiting system designed to evade American missile defenses.
China's now got the largest navy and is training its youth to become warlike robots. China has infiltrated the West with countless spies that have slept with the heads of the national security.
A bombshell new report says a suspected Chinese spy targeted California politicians. And one of her biggest targets was Bay Area Representative Eric Swalwell.
China is taking over the universities and schools across the West. And now China is taking over the culture. It took until 2020 when the bubble burst did we catch on to what was going on. We had been played. A sudden novel virus emerging from China, a sudden militarization of China's military, a sudden realization of the national security threat TikTok posed. We were finally
it's all kind of like very interesting how it all went, you know? Like, TikTok was created somewhere in like 2020. Like a little bit before 2020. And it's very interesting how a few months later, some certain virus came out of China. I don't know how. So it's really like interesting that how it all like kind of like makes sense together. Maybe I'm just a crazy. I don't know how to say that word. Maybe I'm just making stuff up, right? But what if it's like it's true? Maybe, what if they knew this is going to, or what if they planned for this? You know, most of the people are going to be locked up. You know, most of the people will probably want to have some entertainment. So why wouldn't we like put like something like TikTok, which drains a person's dopamine levels, his consciousness basically, and his everything. To be honest, I mean, it seems in this world, I think it could be possible.
Confronted with the truth. It has taken until today when governments and elites are beginning to wake up to this dawning realization that World War III is no longer a fantasy. Our governments, having been hesitant to even consider the thought of banning TikTok, are now realizing the grave danger we are in. China is currently telling its military to prepare for war. China is taking foreign hostages within its own country. China is rapidly building up its military. China is developing AI technology never seen before in the West. And China is now not only engaging in skirmishes with our allies, but is now preparing for a full-blown war with Taiwan, sending over more than 150 fighter jets to surround Taiwan. As a last resort, our governments have joined
Taiwan is not a country.
countering China's preparation for war. But perhaps it's too late. With our society more divided than ever, with our politicians weaker than ever, with our youth more controlled than ever.
Leave my boy Joe Biden off this. He did nothing wrong. He just wanted a ice cream. Maybe this is why he went to Haiti or Hawaii. Maybe he just wanted ice cream. In that cold he couldn't, so.
Connect all these dots, you start to realize where the real wealth behind TikTok lies. It lies in our addiction. It lies in our shortened attention spans. It lies in our own demise. TikTok allows China to gain vast sums of money from playing on our own psychology, promising you that dopamine hit, that dream, that attention, dangling it in front of you like a carrot on a stick, disguised as an innocent little app. But there are those of you that are concerned with what's going on, those of you who care about your privacy, those of you who care about your attention, those of you who understand the other side. And so to those of you who feel this way, I feel the need to remind you to delete TikTok. Because if we want a high quality future, we must reject our low quality present.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's too late for that. I think the only choice is to see those people who know about this stuff to just wake up. I mean, there's no coming back from this shit. Also, what I want to show you is something like this. This is what a West TikTok looks like, right? The US. Okay. So I wasn't making a lot of money. OnlyFans is trash, right? And now I'm making my rent in 4 days by sending my feed pics to underage children. Or to 40-year-olds. And the comments like really got me, to be honest. I'm continually seeing there's on my For You page must be a sign. Every day I get closer to making one. I wish someone would post a tutorial on this. I don't need ironing hacks, LMO. I'm not German. Please do a tutorial. I don't know where to start, how to use the app or anything. I want to do it, but don't want to show my face. Laughing emoji. Please help. I've been on it for 2 months and only have 1 fan. What kind of content do you post? And the generous fucking stuff, which is disgusting to me to look at. This is so fucking dumb. They're all washed up. All those people are washed off. It's such a... This is why West is a failing society. This is the reason. They're promoting this shit to girls. Even underage girls. They're promoting this. They're promoting you to be a badass bitch. To go outside, make your own money. Do whatever you want with your body count. Do this, do that with a man. Doesn't fucking care. Then you have like this fucking degenerate society as it is in US. They're saying body count doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your relationship with men. Of course not, right? But if you look at this at data, women who have a high body count can have a normal relationships because they're so used to for men to hit them up in DMs, give them so much attention so they can't attach themselves to only one man. It's like addiction. In the West, women are taught to be hoes, to be a badass bitch, to be a Megan Thee Stallion who twerks with She-Hulk. And in the West,
men are taught to be more feminine, to be more with their emotions, to be simps. To be fucking simps. A guy pays more on OnlyFans than his own rent. A guy pays 20 grand for one OnlyFans, or to donate to any girl to get a bit of attention from her. And basically just failing all. You can say, yes, the social media and stuff is only bad for men, but also like for women. Those women who have high body count, who were sleeping with all of men and are making a lot more money, doesn't want to be with a normal guy. A, how much? 5'8" guy who has like 30 grand salary per year. They don't want that shit. They want a high status man. A guy who makes above 100k amount. But they can't get him. They can't get him because the high value status man doesn't want hoes. Doesn't want hoes to be their wives, basically. They can maybe fuck them for like one night, but that's all. All they will get. And they will be 40, they will have no kids, and they will be fucked. And this is like the exact same thing I was talking about earlier with the video I showed you. I can rewatch it. It was they're trying to incubate babies, or even like sooner that you are a baby, they try to get you to an incubator,
microplastics,
and make you to a fucking degenerate. Like, look at this. I want to stream. Ooh, oops. Look at this. Where is it? Look at this. This is how they want you to be raised. This. And what will happen then is that we'll have people who are degenerate, who are stupid, who are weak, and they will be like, created in the lab, basically. So we will have around 1 million Homelanders, basically, flying around, being psychotic, and basically this shit. And it's not good in any other way. Men are getting way less sex, basically. They are more lonely, and they are more likely to get killed, to do suicide. 800,000 people kill themselves every single year, and 70 to 80% of them are men. And the thing is, when you're going to raise someone like to be a simp, stuff like this, it's not going to be any sort of like very beneficial to that person. It will only destroy him. And those people who are donating to those streamers and those people on TikTok will want to donate it because they want to get that attention. They want to fuck that girl, but they can't. Because by donating her money, he is getting lower and lower on status. And he will be more and more depressed, and he will donate more and more. I remember when I was on TikTok, random girls doing absolutely nothing. Do you know, like, sometimes when you go to some page and you will see just some women sitting around, doing absolutely nothing, and just, sometimes talking to, like, bad. Do you know, like, some of the, like, websites, do you know some of them? Yeah. Because TikTok is like that. I can't name on how much streams I was on TikTok. And there were just women doing absolutely nothing, men donating to her money, and it was just sad to look at. Even one girl was popping off her tits. Yeah, I mean, we watched it together, right? we watched like Twitch, one girl like thank you for the tab, like this sort of stuff. But on TikTok even worse. They're giving like we or the Western society thought women they don't need to do anything and they will get attention. It is easiest in this age is the easiest way how to gain any followers or how to get any money is being a woman. It's the easiest way. You don't need to do anything basically. And you will get followers. Look at Bella Porch. Or Charlie D'Amelio, or I don't really. Okay, Charlie D'Amelio at least danced a little bit. What did Bella Porch did? Nothing. And you can see people just looking at it. And most of those, like 90-80% are men who are simping over those females. And this is just degrading by itself. Men are simping over women. Women are getting more self-esteem, getting more confident because they think they can get everyone because they're getting some likes or they are getting a lot of DMs by horny men. They're getting more arrogant and they will have less partners because of it. Because they want a high value man, but the high value man doesn't want a person like that. This is how it's degrading on each side. And to be honest, is it like only TikTok's fault? We can say I would say it's mostly TikTok's fault. Because I think from the time that TikTok was promoting OnlyFans and stuff like this, I will show you a clip from my video, which you probably should go watch, which is how much it increased.
The whole world increased almost tenfold to 2.
This look from 0.34 or how much?
2.5.
From 0 to 0.34 billion to 2.5 billion in only 2 years. And this is like the time where TikTok came. Almost 2.5 billion in revenue. Everybody's getting lazy. No one wants to do anything. And basically this is what it comes to. Women are empowered to make a lot of money, to be like more masculine, I can say. More masculine, right? In that case, what like more masculine species wants? Well, they want to have like careers and basically have goals, right? So they will want to make some money. But the thing is, a lot of people, a lot of women, but also men, are lazy. So what they will do is that how can I make the most amount of money in the last period of time? And the last like amount of effort I need to put in. Well, there's something called OnlyFans. I don't think if you ever heard about that. So basically, it just determines everything. Even women know it's bad, showing their bodies and having more partners in the past years. They know it. They know it. But it's like all like the social media and news they are promoting like be a badass bitch, be like this and this and that. This is what it comes to. So at the end, men will be sadder, more depressed, but also women will be too. Because an average looking woman who has an OnlyFans woman with a lot of money, a normal guy wouldn't want to be with someone like that. Right? So yeah. This is basically everything. So yeah. It sucks. This is what TikTok does mostly. This is what it came to. So yeah. Okay. So
I will wrap it up for this time. I will see you tomorrow at always at 7 p.m. Yeah, I will be back and I will try to give you more and more view on what the fuck is happening in the world and how it's all falling basically apart. So yeah, this will be all for today. Okay, guys, bye bye. Thanks for watching. Also follow me on social media. Bye.